morning. Go ahead and go down to the bottom of the page and check in. Let me know you're here. Today we're going to start on the mat, warming up. So you'll need maybe a blanket to sit on, your blocks, your strap. And as you see, we'll be working on warrior poses today. We're going to go through all of them. We're going to do some good stretching, really work on our balance. So get ready. We'll get the music started and we will be all set. All right. So take a seat. If you're on your blanket, make sure that you've got that pelvis tilted so that you're up a little bit. And just cross those legs. Root that tailbone into the earth. And just quiet your mind. Focus on your breath. Bring yourself into the room that you're in. To your mat. Taking that breath in through the nose, down to the very bottom of your lungs. Let's start with a little affirmation. Something that I learned from a friend of mine who is a doctor at U of L, teaches the medical students this. It's just a little meditation. Goes, I am safe, I am happy, I am healthy, and I live my life with ease. So just take that in, take it into your heart. I am safe, I am happy, I am healthy, and I live my life with ease. Breathe it in. Then drop your chin to your chest. Let your head become heavy with breath, releasing any stress or tension that you might be carrying in your neck and shoulders and upper back. Today, let's take a hold of our ring finger fingernail. It's for breath. Take a deep breath in, and then let it go very slowly. Let's start by taking right ear to right shoulder and releasing that left shoulder. With each breath, just let that stress and tension melt away. Then gently take your chin back to your chest. Take another deep breath. And then gently roll left ear to left shoulder, creating that stretch on the right side. Noticing there might be a little more tension here, maybe, maybe not. Take your chin back to your chest. Now gently begin to open your eyes, looking at the ground in front of you. Let's take those hands out to the side, just resting on fingertips with cup palms. Give me a deep breath up. Exhale down. And inhale up. And exhale down. Take it nice and slow. And inhale up. And exhale down. And once again, just resting on those fingertips with cup palms. Just gently slide that left arm up and take that right arm up and over your head into a seated crescent pose. Let's take that arm back out to the side, draw it back and back up and over our heads. And if you have no problems with cervical vertebrae, go ahead and turn and look up at your hand. Adding that stretch, sternum to chin. Inhale and exhale that arm down. Slide those fingertips up. Take that left arm up and over your head. Let go of that breath. Take that arm out to the side. Draw it back and back up and over your head into a deeper seated crescent. You can feel that stretch coming out of that left hip. Turn and look up at the palm of your hand. Inhale and exhale that arm down. Let's try that again. Inhale, right arm up and over. Take it out, draw it back, back up and over your head. See if you can go deeper this time, really stretching down that right side. Look up at your hand. This time, look down at your left knee. Inhale and exhale that arm down. Inhale, left arm up and over. Try not to lift out of that left hip. Keep yourself grounded. Arm goes out to the side. Draw it back up and over your head. Root yourself with that breath. Turn and look up at your hand. Release and look down at your right knee this time. Inhale and exhale that arm down. Now bring your hands to heart center. Chest expansion. Inhale, arms out, palms to the sky. Exhale back into prayer. Inhale out, open up that chest. Let those shoulder blades touch each other. Exhale back. And inhale out. And exhale back. 2 more times. Inhale out. Exhale back. And last time, inhale out and exhale back. Drop that chin to your chest. Then release, come up. Let's take those legs straight out in front of you. Get your strap. I'm going to start by doing just a little stretch through the hips. So take that left leg, cross it over your right, and hug it in close. Sit up tall onto those sit bones. Release your shoulders away from your ears. And just let that hip. You feel that stretch through the gluteal muscle down the side of your leg. So you draw it in closer, sitting taller. Then release and change sides. Maybe it's been a while since you've stretched these muscles. They'll talk to you. Time to listen to your body. And then release. Let's put those feet into butterfly. Bottoms of your feet together. See if you can draw your heels in closer to you today. And then just lightly flutter those knees, getting those hips loosened up. Come forward onto your sit bones. Take a hold of your ankles and take your elbows and gently press those knees open even more. Hold and breathe. Open up that chest, drop the shoulders. And then release. Use your hands to bring those knees together. Let's straighten that right leg out. Drop that left foot down, either to your inner thigh, your knee, or your calf. Whatever works for you this morning. If you need a block under that left knee, go ahead and put it there at a rest. And then place the strap around your right foot, more toward the ball of the foot. More toward the heel than the ball. Flex that foot. Anchor the entire back of that right leg down onto the ground. Then lengthen the spine. Open up the chest. Take a deep breath and come forward. Try to keep a flat back as we do this pose. Try and keep that stretch, sternum to chin. Deep breaths as you go deeper into the pose. Then release, roll up. Remember to tuck that navel to spine, protecting that lower back. Let's change sides. Right foot, inner thigh, knee, or calf. Place that strap around the left foot. Again, more toward the heel than the ball of the foot. Flex that foot back. Lengthen that spine. Relax those shoulders. Take a deep breath. Hinging forward from those hips. This is a wonderful stretch. It's opening up the right hip and stretching the back of that left leg. Remembering, let the breath do the work for you. Exhalations create stretch. So you have to breathe to stretch. And you'll notice with each exhalation, you can go deeper, deeper, deeper into this pose. Tuck navel to spine, release, come up. Now, lengthen both legs out long. Flex those feet. Come up tall, sitting tall. Take a deep breath, hinge forward. The nice thing about sitting on a blanket when you're doing this is you tend to go a little deeper into the pose. Getting a little more stretch. Release and roll up. All right. Let's come off the blanket and let's go down on our backs and do our hip release, our pelvic release. So just set that blanket aside. You'll need a block and you'll need your strap. Come down on your back. Feet are together in this. And let's start with that block the long way between our knees. Press into it. We're going to take our upper arms, press them into the ground to keep that upper body stable in this pose, because you don't want that upper body rocking back and forth. You just want our hips. So just anchor that upper body, and then we're going to rock side to side 10 times. You'll notice that when you have the block the long way, you seem to go further. And then as we change to each different way, you'll have less of a distance that you'll travel, with those hips will travel. I'm at 4, 5, 6, go nice and slow, breathing through it, 7, 8, really become aware of what your body's saying to you, 9, and last one, 10. Now we're going to take that block and turn it the long way and place it back between our knees. Press into it. Feet stay together. Upper body is stable. And rock. You'll notice you don't go as far this time. Focus on breath. This is 3. This is 5. Six, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Take that block, set it aside, get your strap. We're going to take that strap around the back of our legs, back of those thighs, and now we're going to cross that strap and pull those legs tight together. You won't be able to stabilize your upper body when you do this, but that's okay. I just want those legs tight together. Feet are touching, and again, rock side to side 10 times. You'll notice you don't go very far at all. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. All right. Now, set the strap aside. Keep those feet together, hands facing the ceiling or the sky. Tuck those shoulder blades under you and come up into your bridge. It releases that spine except when we get to the cervical vertebrae. And now we're going to do a release of those cervical vertebrae. And you want the same thing to happen here. You're going to rock that head side to side 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lift those hips and then release that spine slowly. Tailbone comes last. Take your legs out long for good overall body stretch. Arms overhead. Deep breath. Stretch, stretch, stretch out that body. You can intertwine your fingers, turn them up, and just really get that body stretched out. And then release. Bring your knees back to your chest and rock side to side. Release your right leg down on the mat. Take that left leg out in wind frame pose. Right arm goes out to the side. Try and keep that knee at waist height. Just opening up that hip. We've done a lot of hip opening already, so this should feel fairly open and stretched. Then you're going to bring it back to center. I tuck my right hip under my left. And then with my right hand, draw that left knee over to the right. Gives you a good stretch across the top of the pelvis. Feel a lot of tightness here. Just use the breath to let it stretch out. I try and keep my left shoulder down on the mat so my left arm is out to the side. Come back to center. Untuck those hips and tuck your knees to your chest. Then release your left leg. Take your right knee out to the side. Left arm goes out, keeping that shoulder grounded. Just open up that hip. Check in with it, see how it's feeling. And gently bring it back to center. Now I'm going to tuck my left hip under my right. Let that left leg go out long again. Right arm out to the side. And draw that right leg over the left hip. Come back to center, knees to chest. Rock side to side. You should feel a difference in this rock side to side. Maybe a little flatter across the top of the pelvis. And that's a good thing. We're going to come up. I'm going to have you turn over onto your right side. Using that left hand, press up slowly. We're going to come up onto all fours. Make sure that your knees are wide under your hips. Hands and wrists directly under the shoulders. Take that tailbone, draw it back, crown of the head forward. Go up into your cat back stretch. Stretch out that back. Chin is tucked to the chest. Tailbone is tucked under. And then release into cow pose, dropping that navel toward the mat, pressing up through those arms, looking forward, and taking that breath into your lower back. Return your spine to neutral. Let's work these two poses with the breath. Begin here in neutral. Inhale. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And inhale, cow. Let's sit back into our first child pose. Sit back over those lower legs. Let that ribcage drop to your thighs as you drop onto your forearms. You can rest your forehead on your hands. I'm just wanting to let you get that lower back stretched out. come up onto your knees. Take your knees to the outside edges of the mat. Time to stretch out those hip flexors. Come up on your knees. Gentle camel pose. Take your fists, press your hips forward, directly over those knees, shoulders rolled back and down. And if you can, go ahead and look up. Take a deep breath as you lean back and stretch from knees to neck. And then sit back over those lower legs once again. Keep your knees out to the outside edges of the mat and come down into wide leg child pose. Forehead to the mat, arms to your sides, and let your shoulders drop. Very relaxing pose. Then come back up. Bring those knees in back under your hips. And take those hands forward. Tuck your toes under, and we're going up, downward facing dog. Bring those feet in so that you can fit just one fist in between your big toes. Relax your ankles. Take your hips, draw them toward the sky. Press the earth away with your hands, the palms of your hands. Downward facing dog. Such a healing pose. Begin to bicycle your legs, moving one movement, one breath. Inhale, exhale, press. Inhale, exhale, press. And just work with those legs. Get them stretched out. Then walk your feet forward, coming into a forward fold. Keep your knees softly bent. Rest your rib cage onto your thighs. Fingertips cup palms. Shake out your head. Let's bring our hands to our shins. Press our upper body weight against those shins. Coming up into a nice flat back. Hands to your hips and come up very slowly. If you have water, it's a good time to get it. You're going to need a block today, so make sure you have one with you. And we're going to start with our legs out wide. Remember our wingspan, so bring those arms out, fingers down, and make sure that your feet are directly under those fingers. Then let those arms rest to your side. Take a deep breath. We're going to start today by taking our right foot and turning it forward toward the top of our mat. Turning that back foot, heel back, about 45 degrees. You want to check that you are in a balanced position, so there should be, if you were to draw a straight line from your heel, right heel, down the mat, it would come right to the arch of that left foot. If you feel strong today and stretched out, you may want to just go open up a little bit further. And then take that right knee out over the right ankle. And then you're going to press it out toward the pinky toe, which will create a stretch here in the inner thigh. When you get there, you'll feel it. You'll know you're in the right place. This back leg is your stability. So I want you to straighten it, block out that knee, contract those thigh muscles, roll to the outside edge of that left foot. Spine is straight, so if you're leaning forward, come back to center. And then bring those arms up. Shoulders rolled back and down. Feels like someone has a hold of your wrists and they're having a tug of war. Shoulder muscles are holding those arms up right now. Look out over your right fingertips. You're in Warrior Two. Easiest of all poses. But just sink into it. Take a deep breath. Sink a little deeper. Challenge your body in these warrior poses. Now drop your left hand to your side, right palm, and let's go up into our reverse warrior. Just reach up toward the sky and lean back. And to add a little balance, look up at the palm of your hand. Inhale, exhale back to Warrior Two. Straighten that leg. Parallel your feet and release your arms down. Take a breath. Let's go to the left. Left toes toward the back of the mat. Right heel turns back about 45 degrees. Check that line. Take this left knee out and out over the pinky toe. Create that stability in this right leg, pressing to the outside of that foot. Bring those arms up. Shoulders rolled back and down. Get those muscles engaged to hold those arms up. Spine is straight. Take a deep breath. See if you can sink a little deeper. Look out over those left fingertips. Drop that right hand to your side, left palm to the sky. Let's go up into reverse warrior on this side. Reach up and back. See if you can look up that arm. Keep this right shoulder relaxed. Come back to Warrior Two. Straighten that leg. Parallel your feet and release your arms down. Deep breath here. Warrior poses are strong poses as their name suggests. So you really have to work and concentrate on holding them and keeping them in that, working on those asanas, which are never the same every time you do these poses. You'll find something always different. So let's take those right toes back toward the top of the mat. Left foot turns. Checking our line. Take that knee back out. Out toward the pinky toe. Stability in that back leg. That's the one that keeps us upright and stable. Float those arms back up to Warrior Two. This time we are going to hinge at the hip and bring this arm down, forearm, and rest it on our right thigh. Left hand comes to our hip as we roll that shoulder open, opening our chest to the left. Extended angle. Take a deep inhalation, bring this arm up and over your head toward the corner of the room where the ceiling and wall meet, and create that stretch down your left side. Breathe and sink and stretch. Then once again, to add a little balance, look up at the palm of your hand. Breathing, stretching, balancing. Let's bring this arm back down. Come up, Warrior Two. Straighten that leg. Parallel your feet and release your arms down. Deep breath. Once you come back to the center position, you actually feel how much work your body has done in these poses. toward the back of the mat. Right heel turns. Check your line, check your balance. Take that left knee out over the ankle and out towards your pinky toe. Create the stability in this right leg. Float your arms up, shoulders rolled back and down. Sink. Looking out over those left fingertips, hinge forward and bring this left forearm to your left thigh, right hand to your hip. Shoulders rolled open. Take a deep inhalation. Right arm comes up and over our head toward the other corner of the room, creating that stretch. Now look up at the palm of your hand. Breathe and stretch into this pose. One side's going to feel totally different than the other. Let's bring this arm back down. Come back up to warrior two. Straighten that left leg. Parallel your feet and release your arms down. Let's bring our hands to our hips. Let's go down and stretch a little bit before we move on. Come down into a flat back. Keep those legs nice and straight and strong. Keep that stretch sternum to chin. Then release those hands under the shoulders, fingertips cup palms, and release your head, shake it out. Go ahead and cross your arms, holding on at the elbows, and just let that upper body just dangle, and just like rock back and forth. Come back to center. Reach over, take a hold of your ankles. This is a wonderful stretch. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. Press up. Bring your hands back to your hips. Soften your knees and roll your spine up. We're going to walk our feet in, heel, toe, till we come to center. And just for a moment, we're going to just stand in mountain pose, Tadasana. Just for a moment, grounding and centering. And then take those feet back out wide. This time bring your block with you and place it behind your right foot. Turn those right toes back toward the top of your mat. Left heel turns. Now we're going to leave those knees both locked out. Both legs supporting our upper bodies. So contract those thighs, hug those thigh muscles to the bone. Float your arms up. Look out over those right fingertips. We're going to hinge from the hip as far as we can. Take a deep breath. Press further. Inhale, exhale, and press further. Then float that arm down. Place that hand on that block. All your upper body weight's resting on that block. Left hand back to the hip, opening that chest to the left. You're going to feel a stretch through that right leg. Now, just take this arm straight up into the sky. Look down at your toes, and then take that head around and see if you can look up at your thumb. Turn and look back down at those toes. Press into the mounds of those toes and come back up to your warrior arms. Parallel your feet and release your arms down. Let's take that block to the other side. Turn those left toes toward the back of the mat. Right heel turns. Create that stability in those legs. They're what's holding you up. Float those arms up, shoulders rolled back and down. And here we go, hinging at that hip. Inhale, exhale, and press. Inhale, exhale, press. Inhale, exhale, press once more, and let that hand float down onto that block. Right hand to your hip. Take a deep breath. Take this arm straight up into the sky. Open up that chest. Chest expansion. Look down at your toes. Then take that head around and look up at your thumb. Look back down. Come up. Parallel your feet and release your arms down. Let's take that block and bring it around front. Place it in front of you. I'm going to take it so that I'm on second level. We have lower, second, highest. I'm just going to place it right there. Because my head is going to rest on that. I like to take my legs out a little further for a little better stretch. Hands back to my hips and back into that flat back again. Let those hands release under the shoulders and just continue down, resting the top of your head on that block. Now, see if you can move your hands back between your feet, creating that nice straight line. Your elbows are pressing back. It looks like you placed your head in a box. Then walk your hands back under the shoulders. If you've walked your feet out, walk them back in. Bend your knees, hands to your hips, and roll that spine up. Walk those feet in, heel, toe, and shake out your legs. And set that block aside. Let's stand once again in Tadasana. Just letting that body come down. And then come to the top of your mat. Inhale, arms to the sky. Swan dive, flat back, forward fold. Soften those knees as you come down and step back into your downward facing dog. Take a moment, bicycle those legs once again. Stretch out that body. And then drop onto your knees. Sit back into child pose for a moment. Rest and recover. Then come up. ourselves around, sitting with our legs crossed into potted palm. Make sure you're on your sit bones here. Cup your hands over your knees. Take a deep breath. Round and release your spine. Roll back onto those sit bones. Tucking heart to spine, navel to spine, chin to chest. Shoulders relaxed, away from our ears. We're just giving our backs a nice little stretch. Then keeping that navel tucked tight to the spine, release and roll up. Let's take our hands back out to the side. This time bring them up shoulder height, turning those hands forward, spreading your fingers wide. Take a deep breath, lift, and spinal twist to the right. Bringing those hands to heart center and look over that right shoulder. Spine stays active in this pose. Tailbone is rooted into the earth. Come back to center. Inhale. As you exhale, round and release that spine once again. Roll back. Oh, this is such a good stretch. Release and roll up. Walk those hands back out to the side. Bring them back up shoulder height, fingers spread wide. Lift out of those hips and spinal twist to the left. Bringing hands to heart center. And look over that left shoulder. Come back to center. And one more time, round and release that spine. Tuck navel to spine, release and roll up. All right. Let's roll back down on our backs, knees to chest, for some final stretching. You can rock side to side. Let's place our feet on the mat. Get a block. Go back up into your bridge and place that block underneath you. Right at the time, before, right as the tailbone comes to an end. So your pelvis is resting on it. Then come up. Take those legs up into the sky. Just enjoy this. Let that blood come rushing down those legs, through our body, to our head. This is a great thing to do in the evening before you go to bed. You can come up onto a block or even place your legs up against a wall. If you scroll down my Facebook page, there are instructions of how to do that. Now, bend your knees. Bring those feet back to the mat one at a time. We're going to stretch out these hip flexors. So take your right leg out, rest on the heel. Left leg out, rest on the heel. And all of a sudden you will feel that stretch. Arms to your sides, palms facing the sky. Tuck those shoulder blades underneath you for support. let that body stretch. Good time to focus back on the breath. Then bring that right foot back onto the mat, the left. Press back up into your bridge and bring that block out. Set it aside and roll that spine down one vertebrae at a time. Take those legs out long one more time. Stretch out that body. Now, bring your hands back to the side. Let's do a little release of the spine. For the nervous system, helps to get those vertebrae in line. We're going to press our heels into the mat and just start to rock ourselves up and down. Just let your body relax. When it gets up to the head, let that head go too. It's a release of the central nervous system. The more often we do this, the more you really kind of get into it and just really enjoy. And then release and let those feet flap open. Palms of your hands are facing the sky. Take a deep breath and let that body just melt into your mat. Take your focus to the tips of your fingers. Do you feel tingling? Blood has reached the tips of those fingers. That's so good. And there's heat and energy swirling around in the palms of your hands. Shoulders are open wide. Our breath just letting us relax for just a moment. Then gently tuck those knees back to your chest and roll onto your right side. Make sure your arm is supporting your head here. Just for a moment, just stay here. And then once again with that left hand, press up, back into your potted palm. Tuck your chin back to your chest. Take a moment to check in with your body. See how it's feeling right now. And then once again, open your eyes, lengthen that spine. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale down, and inhale up, exhale down, and inhale up, this time bringing those hands through heart center into prayer. Breathe in, breathe out, Namaste. My spirit honors yours. Thanks for coming to class today. It was a great class. See you again next Tuesday. Have a great week.